Finally, there are social boundaries for our freedom. Laws and customs which circumscribe individual actions. Every society restricts the actions of its citizens to some degree. A cohesive community requires accepted codes of behavior, which limit some behavior and paradoxically allow even greater freedom. For example, your right to swing your arm stops when my nose begins. Now that social code limits your freedom of action, but it also protects your freedom from similar assaults. The only setting which places no limits on individual freedom is the jungle, where every creature may do as he or she pleases, or to be done to by the stronger ones. So the ideal society is one which strikes a balance by limiting the freedoms which would allow exploitation of the weak and allowing for freedom of expression that enables it to be ever refining its demarcation of such social boundaries. The paradoxical fact, particularly relevant to youth, is that a lack of clear understanding of the boundaries of behavior is what makes young people less capable of meaningful free choice. The lack of boundaries. Because they are confronted with so many alternatives, they are often unable to make decisions. Their capacity for freedom is paralyzed by too many options, and some turn to dogmatic faiths. False. A lot of young kids do that, I've observed, over 50 years. If society is to thrive, it must maintain a clear, coherent, accepted boundary of behavior. Individuals may choose to violate those rules if they're willing to pay the price for so doing. But we are independent beings, and when that is not recognized, our ignorance limits the range of our freedom just as overdependence does. Being free doesn't mean being unbuttoned, going with the flow, or doing what comes naturally. A leaf freely riding the current of a pool, a stream, will eventually be deposited in a stagnant pool where it is free to rot. The fact is that we are biologically, socially, and legally conditioned creatures who cannot enjoy liberty apart from community, and that, my friends, is the truth that makes us free. In short, the context which makes freedom meaningful is one of freely chosen loyalties and commitments. As one of my friends once crudely put it, the only freedom worth a damn is the freedom to make commitments. The only freedom worth a damn is the freedom to make commitments. End of sermon. Now a postscript. Prompted by the recent events in Aurora, Colorado. If you're looking for a cause worthy of your commitment, something to commit your free choice to, I commit the one eloquently described by Eric and Pam 3 weeks ago as the unfulfilled promise of America. The unfulfilled promise of our great nation. And the specific endeavor I have in mind, which will contribute toward fulfilling that promise, is that you support a group which calls itself Mayors Against Illegal Guns. Begun in 2006 by New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg and Boston Mayor Tom Menino, this organization now numbers 600 mayors across the land who are advocating common sense changes in our gun laws, like banning semi-automatic weapons. They are motivated, this group of 600 mayors, are motivated by the fact that every day, every year in this nation, 24 Americans are killed by people with guns. 24 a day. They call Aurora a massacre when 12 were killed. So we have 2 massacres every day in this country, across the country. They're spread out, so we don't hear about them. They don't happen all at once. A total of almost 9,000 deaths a year by handguns. Not counting suicide, not counting accidental deaths. Murders by handguns. For guns. Which is 80% of the gun deaths in the 23 richest countries of the world combined. You think those are radical statistics? I got them from the FBI. Hardly a radical organization. So whatever you believe about why this is happening, our nation has become